You know, I think we've all very much enjoyed watching MAGA and Trump supporters have a meltdown over Donald Trump now being a convicted felon. They're going on this like multi-day tirade where they're just spreading conspiracy theories about the case. They're saying the trial wasn't fair. They're filming themselves screaming and crying on camera. I have to be honest, it's all very funny. And I think for your average American who's kind of looking from the outside in, they're thinking the same and also like, what are these lunatics doing? Which I think the overwhelming majority of the country is thinking right now. But there have just been some certain reactions from certain people around Donald Trump who are like friends of his, which have been especially concerning. You know, some of these reactions from these folks I'm reading and I'm like, how is this even a real person? How are there people out there who agree with this stuff? And the main person I'm talking about right now is Laura Loomer. Somebody who's like friends with Donald Trump, says she would do anything for Donald Trump. You may have heard of her. If you haven't, that's a good thing, I would say. That's a very good thing. And we're going to look at some of the things that she's been putting out on social media and then talk a little bit about them and some other people who have said some crazy things. But man, you just got to see some of this stuff. So the first statement I want to show you is just utter insanity. When I read it, I thought it was a parody. I thought it was a joke, but she's being entirely serious. This really sums up the MAGA cult here. So take a look at this, saying, I swear by all that is good and holy that I will handcuff myself to Rikers Island Correctional Facility if they throw Donald Trump in that prison. I've done it once before at Twitter HQ and I'll do it again. The only difference this time is the stakes are much higher. I will go to jail for Donald Trump and everyone else should be willing to go to jail for him too. And look, my first reaction specifically in regards to Laura Loomer is please don't threaten us with a good time. Please don't threaten us with a good time. Handcuffing yourself and going to jail with Donald Trump? Have at it. You do that. Go for it. I'm not going to stop you. I don't think anybody's going to stop you. That's perfectly okay. Have a great time. First and foremost, that's my initial reaction. Please don't threaten us with a good time. But second of all, how insane is this? You want to handcuff yourself to the prison that Donald Trump might be in because you're so angry that a jury of his peers, 12 average, everyday New Yorkers, evaluated the evidence and came to the conclusion that he's guilty. You know, how the system of justice works in the United States, the system worked as intended. You want to handcuff yourself to his jail? It would be really funny if she wasn't serious, but she's being 100% serious. That's what's so crazy about it. It's like the Republicans are having this insane reaction to our system of justice working. Now, might I remind everybody that there have been other politicians, elected officials, senators, congresspeople, etc., who have gone to jail. They've been arrested. They did something wrong. They had a trial, and they've gone to jail or been held accountable in some way. But Republicans don't know that. They don't really know the history of any of this stuff. So when it happens to Donald Trump, who once again had due process, had a trial, as is his right. He had the opportunity to present a defense, and he failed. He was found guilty on every charge against him. Now they're all up in arms. Now they say it's traitorous, it's this, it's that. It's, oh my goodness. It's such insanity. And to go so far as to say, like, yeah, I want to handcuff myself to his I mean, we are in such a weird spot as the United States, as a country right now, where our politicians are no longer like people who are meant to serve us, or at least I'm speaking for MAGA and the right. On the right, the politicians are no longer people who are meant to be serving us. They're idols. They're like celebrities. They're people who they would lay down their lives for, and they're in a cult for. It's so strange. And as I said, it would be so funny if it was satire. If this was like The Onion, I'd be laughing right now, but it's not. It's so strange. And look, the weird statements from her go on. Unfortunately, when Donald Trump was giving his speech at Trump Tower and he was talking about the case, she tweeted something saying, I'm very worried about Donald Trump. He looks exhausted. I'm so worried about him. Maybe he's so tired from committing so many crimes. I don't know. I think that probably takes a big toll on people. But he shouldn't be tired. He really should be energetic. I mean, he's been falling asleep in court every day for the past 6 weeks. So he really should have some more energy. And if he's not energetic after sleeping all that time, maybe he should drop out of the presidential race. But are you kidding me? Like, he's found guilty of 34 felonies and your immediate reaction is, oh my God, I'm so worried about him. What is he going to do? Oh, it's so weird. And there's a follow-up to this from her on Donald Trump's speech as well. She said, "I'm crying listening to this." Donald Trump's quote during this press conference was, "I'm willing to do anything I have to do to save our country. I will." And she said, bawling my eyes out. Now, first and foremost, Donald Trump is very obviously not believing what he's saying. He obviously will not be doing anything to help our country any further. But bawling her eyes out, crying over Donald Trump being held accountable. That's all it is. It's being held accountable. And look, I took it upon myself to issue a response to Laura Loomer, just short and sweet. And here it is on your screen. I just simply said, cry more. I know it's mean, I know, but I had to say something. Cry more. Seriously, I mean, if you're bawling your eyes out over somebody being held accountable, then seek help. I don't know what else to tell you. This is a guy who committed 34 felonies, broke the law extensively, and knew he was doing something wrong. He knew it. And this entire time throughout this trial, he's saying, oh, this is not true, except all of these facts have now been proven true. So not only is he a liar, but he's also a felon. Give me a break. So that's all I have for you from Laura Loomer. And to be honest, that's all I could bear to go read. It's just such insanity. The last one I want to show you is from conservative commentator and also MAGA lunatic Tim Pool, who recently also interviewed Donald Trump. So you know that they're kind of close. He simply just said war. That's all he said. He just said war, calling for I don't even know. I don't even want to guess as to what he's calling for. January 6th 2.0? I don't know. But this is where the MAGA lunatics are. They're so upset about Donald Trump being held accountable. They're saying stuff like this. War? Are you kidding me? It's so crazy. And this is, a real example of why it's so important that Joe Biden gets reelected in 2024. Because if he's not, we'll have people like this serving as chief of staff or secretary of state or attorney general. I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump's yeah, I'm nominating, if he wins, God forbid, knock on wood, I'm nominating Laura Loomer to be my attorney general. And then God help us all. I mean, seriously. Such insanity. So I just had to show you some of these reactions because, man, oh man, are they crazy. Man, oh man, is MAGA spiraling right now. They don't know what's going on. They don't know where they are. They're just freaking out constantly over this guilty verdict against Donald Trump. And we're going to rally behind President Biden in 2024. Make sure that he gets reelected so we can avoid this madness. Can we please? 4 more years of productivity, not 4 more years of chaos? Sounds good to me. Anyway, I'll wrap up the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes such a long way. Also, drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. And look, as I always say, I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.